Good morning, students. From your first flat book, we are doing chapter number 5, The Hundred Dresses, part 1, written by Elbasan Esther. In our previous class, we read that how Wanda Petronsky, who is a Polish girl, comes to American school and is made fun by the other girls because of the weird name she carries and because she says that she is having 100 dresses, though she wears the same blue faded color misfit dress every day to school. So the girls make fun of her, and she is a poor girl, a shy and a quiet girl. Now let's continue with the line by line explanation of the chapter. Today, even though they had been late to school, Maddie was glad she had not had to make fun of Wanda. So today, Peggy and Maddie were late to school, and they were waiting for Wanda, but then they were late for school. And the good thing of all this waiting was that Wanda did not come, and so Maddie was very happy. She was glad that they won't be no girl would be making fun of Wanda. She worked her arithmetic problems absent-mindedly. 8 times 8, let's see. She wished she had the nerve to write Peggy a note because she knew she never would have the courage to speak right out to Peggy. So, Maddie was working on an arithmetic problem, but then she was all lost. She was all absent minded because she was all distracted thinking of Wanda. And though she was having some arithmetic solutions in front of her, but then she was all immersed in thinking of Wanda. And she wished if she could ever have that courage to talk to Peggy and say right on her face, "Hey Peggy, let's stop asking Wanda how many dresses she has." Now she wondered if she would ever be able to say this on to Peggy's face, that let's stop making fun of the girl with how many dresses or shoes she's having. When she finished her arithmetic, she did start a note to Peggy. Suddenly she paused and shuddered. She pictured herself in the schoolyard, a new target for Peggy and the girls. Now, when she has done with her arithmetic solution, she started writing a note so that she could express her desire that Peggy should stop making fun of Wanda. But then she suddenly paused and she was frightened. She trembled at the thought of what? At the thought that she pictured herself in the schoolyard, a new target for Peggy and the girls, because she realized that if not Wanda, then might be she would become the subject of their fun, of their laughter. And the thought troubled her, the thought frightened her. Peggy might ask her where she got the dress that she had on, and Maddie would have to say it was one of Peggy's old ones that Maddie's mother had tried to disguise. Now Peggy started wondering and imagining if not Wanda, then she might become the subject of Peggy and the other girls, and Peggy might question Maddie, and the girls would surround her and they would question that the dress, the one she's wearing, that is Maddie is wearing, where did she get that dress? And actually, that dress was of Peggy. That was one of Peggy's old ones, and Maddie's mother had tried to disguise it, tried to transform it with new trimming, so no one in room 13 would recognize it. So the dresses that Maddie used to wear to school were actually of Peggy's old clothes, and the mother has done and transformed the dress with the new decorations of ribbons and laces so that the classmates of Maddie would not come to know this. If only Peggy would decide of her own accord to stop having fun with Wanda. Oh well, Maddie ran her hand through her short blonde hair as though to push the uncomfortable thoughts away. So she realized that this could happen. The fun that they are making of Wanda could happen only when realization come to Peggy, and she on her own accord she stops making fun of Wanda. And then this thought thought troubled Maddie a lot, that she does not want to become a subject of Peggy and the other girls. So she ran her hand in her hairs as if she wanted to drive this uncomfortable thought away. What difference did it make? Slowly, Maddie tore into bits the notes she had started. She was Peggy's best friend, and Peggy was the best liked girl in the whole room. Peggy could not possibly do anything that was really wrong, she thought. So she thought that the Peggy is his Peggy is her best friend, and she is the most liked girl of the classroom, or maybe say, let's say, the whole class. And then she thought, she was thinking about this, and she started tearing the note that she was writing to Peggy. And she thought that Peggy actually is not that not cruel to make people cry or in tears, so she is not going to possibly do anything wrong at all. As for Wanda, she was just some girl who lived up on Boggins Heights and stood alone in the schoolyard. She scarcely ever said anything to anybody. So Wanda is a normal girl, a simple girl who's a quiet girl. She's coming from a poor area, poor locality, Boggins Heights. She comes and goes alone to and from school, and she barely speaks anything to anyone. The only time she talked was in the schoolyard about her 100 dresses. So the only time she spoke was of 100 dresses, and that was the lie that Peggy or the other classmates did not like at all. Maddie remembered her telling about one of her dresses, pale blue with colored trimming. So Maddie is thinking about the dresses that Wanda talks, and Wanda might have narrated in the schoolyard to the girls about the pale blue dress, color dress that had a decoration. She remembered another that was brilliant jungle green with a red sash. So she remembers. This is all Maddie is remembering, that how Wanda creates the story of 100 dresses, and she's remembering the 100 dresses that Wanda had narrated to the girls of room 13, Peggy, Maddie, and the other girls. So one of the dresses is brilliant, a dark, bright colored jungle green color with red sash. Red sash is a long strip of cloth that is worn over on one's shoulder or around the waist. So you would look like a Christmas tree in that, the girls had said in pretended admiration. So when Wanda narrated that she's having a dress, a green color dress with a red sash, the girls started making fun, and they made fun. They actually showed on face what that they have an admiration for the dresses she talks of, but they were making fun that you would look like a Christmas tree if you're going to wear such a dress. Thinking about Wanda and her 100 dresses all lined up in the closet, Maddie began to wonder who was going to win the drawing and coloring contest. So she was thinking about all the dresses that Wanda had narrated to the girls. Maddie was thinking about this, and then she started thinking and wondering about the drawing and coloring contest. The competition was going on in the school and room 13. So she started thinking about her room, that amongst these friends, Peggy, Maddie, and the other girls in the class, who's going to win this competition. For girls, this contest consisted of designing dresses, and for boys of designing motorboats. So this drawing contest was there, drawing and coloring contest was there. The competition for girls was that they have to design the dresses, and for boys they have to design motorboats. Probably Peggy would win the girls' medal. Peggy drew better than anyone else in the room. At least that's what everybody thought. She could copy a picture in a magazine or some film, star's head, so that you could almost tell who it was. So Maddie was very much sure that obviously Peggy would win the competition of drawing and coloring contest, as she was good at drawing. She was better than the others in the room. classroom number 13, and she could copy a picture from the magazine or draw a portrait and anything. So Maddie was very sure that Peggy would win. Well, tomorrow the teacher was going to announce the winners, then they would know, and the teacher was to announce the winners of the drawing contest, and the result would be out. The next day it was drizzling. Maddie and Peggy hurried to school under Peggy's umbrella. Naturally, on a day like this, they didn't wait for Wanda Petronsky on the corner of Oliver Street. The street that far, far away under the railroad tracks and up the hill led to Boggins Heights. So the day was the rain was falling very lightly, and Maddie and Peggy were running to school because of the rain, and Peggy was having an umbrella, and they did not wait for Wanda because it was not that good a day where they should wait at the Oliver Street for Wanda to come. This Oliver Street led to Boggins Heights, the place where Wanda lives. Anyway, they weren't taking chances on being late today because today was important, and today was a crucial day for them because it was the results of the drawing and coloring competition. So they are not going to wait for Wanda. Moreover, it was wrestling, so they did not take a chance of being late to school. "Do you think Miss Mason will announce the winners today?" asked Peggy. "Oh, I hope so, the minute we get in," said Maddie. "Of course you will win, Peg." "Hope so," said Peggy eagerly. So, Peggy questions Maddie that do you think our teacher Miss Mason is going to announce the results for drawing and coloring contest today? Maddie agreed that yes, we hope so, and she was hopeful that it is going to be Peggy who's going to win the contest. The minute they entered the classroom, they stopped short and gasped. There were drawings all over the room, on every ledge and windowsill, dazzling colors and brilliant, lavish designs, all drawn on great sheets of wrapping paper. So they had entered just the classroom, and they were all together amazed. They were amazed. They stopped on the over there, and they were amazed of the beautiful display of drawings in the room, in the classroom. And every ledge, every shelf, every windowsill, they were beautiful, extremely impressive colors and brilliant colors, and beautiful designs were there on the wrapping paper. And these were the sheets of wrapping paper. The drawings were there. There must have been 100 of them all lined up, and these were 100 of them. These must be the drawings for the contest. They were. Everybody stopped and whistled or murmured admiringly. So the students in the class, they are admiring the display of these drawing, and these were the drawings for the contest, for the competition of the coloring competition. And everyone was admiring with the shouts, with the whistlings, and they were talking, murmuring. So everyone showed their admiration for the beautiful display of drawings. As soon as the class had assembled, Miss Mason announced the winners. Jack Beagles had won for the boys, she said, and his designs for an outboard motor was an exhibition in room 12 along with the sketches by all the other boys. So when the class had gathered, Miss Mason comes, she announces that when it comes to boys, the boys competition was on designing the motorboat, and Jack Beagles has won that competition, and the display of the drawings is in room number 12. All the display of the sketches done by the boys. As for the girls, she said, although just one or two sketches were exhibited by most one girl, and room 13 should be proud of her, this one girl actually drew 100 designs, all different and all beautiful. So Miss Mason announced that when it comes to competition, this drawing and coloring contest, the girls submitted one or two drawings, but it was one girl in this class, that is room 13. She submitted 100 designs, and all these 100 designs were different, and they were all beautiful. in the opinion of the judges, any one of the drawings is worthy of winning the prize. I'm very happy to say that Wanda Petronsky is the winner of Girls Medal. So Miss Mason announces that all these 100 designs were as worthy, any one is as worthy on as all of winning the competition, and the girl who made this 100 designs, this 100 designs or the painting is Wanda Petronsky, and she is winner for the Girls Medal in drawing and painting coloring competition. Unfortunately, Wanda has been absent from school for some days and is not here to receive the applause that is due to her. Let us hope she will be back tomorrow. Now, class, you may file around the room quietly and look at her exquisite drawings. So, Miss Mason announces that Wanda is absent, and the applause that is there, the whistlings that is there, it was for Wanda, but then she is not here to receive those applause. But then the teacher is hopeful that might be Wanda would be coming the next day, and then she instructs the students that they can move in a queue in a line and observe the drawings by the boys and the girls. The children burst into applause, and even the boys were glad to have a chance to stamp on the floor, but put their fingers in their mouths and whistle, though they were not interested in dresses. So everyone, all the students were applauding. They were having a great time applauding and admiring the dresses, but when it comes to boys, they were into making the sound with the movement of the footsteps on the floor, and they were whistling, though they were not interested in the girls' dresses. Look, Peg, whispered Maddie. There's that blue one she told us about. Isn't it beautiful? So Maddie tells Peggy that this is the blue dress, the same blue dress that Wanda told us, and it's beautiful drawing. So this is what Maddie admires, that the drawings are beautiful. Yes, said Peggy, and here's that green one, boy, and I thought I could draw. So Peggy also sees that yes, Wanda told them about the green one, and then she is full of admiration for Wanda's drawing, and she says, and I thought I could draw, because even Peggy hoped that she is going to win the drawing and coloring contest. But when she sees Wanda's paintings, Wanda's drawing, she is full of admiration for the work, for the drawings that Wanda has done.